Hey first grade, welcome to this week's art lesson. This week I'm going to be showing you how to make a whole bunch of different kinds of flowers for your beautiful bouquets. So last week we learned how to trace our hands, draw a few lines to make our hands look more realistic, color them in, and then draw our flower stems. Okay, so this week I'm going to show you how to make a whole bunch of different flowers to go onto your stems. Okay, so we are going to start by doing an origami type flower. For this you will need a small square of colored paper. So get your small square and then let's get started. Okay, so the first flower we're going to make is a tulip and it looks like this. I'm going to start with my square and the first thing I'm going to do is fold it in half into a triangle. Here's a really easy trick. If you press this on top of it on a table, it's a really nice way to press down to create a line, okay? Next, I'm going to fold it again to make a triangle. And I'm going to press it down so you have a smaller triangle, okay? Now, I'm going to open it up just like this, okay? For my next step, I'm going to be folding one side up almost the whole way, just like this. And I'm going to be folding my other side up as well. My paper is kind of thick, so it makes it a little difficult. Okay. Now, I could leave it just like that. That does look like a flower. I could put this flower onto my bouquet, or I can add one more step, which is to turn this over and on each edge fold it in a little bit, just like this. And now it looks even more like a tulip. So I can add this onto my bouquet if I want to as one of my flowers. So try to make one yourself. So the next one I'm going to show you is how to make a flower by cutting it, kind of like you're making a paper snowflake. So the first thing I'm going to do is fold it in half, crease it, and then going to fold it in half again and crease it. And then here's the really important part. You see my middle part here? Okay, right above the longest side. I need to fold it on this corner here, just like this. Okay? I then want to hold it like this. This is my middle. These are my outsides. And then I can mark it with a marker if that helps me to know where to cut a line just like this. This is going to be my flower petal. And then with my scissors, I'm going to cut on my lines. So it looks like this. And then I open it and I have a flower. Now you could take a little piece of paper of another color, or you could even color the center to make the center of your flower, but you could just leave it like this. So now we have two different flowers. The third thing I'm going to show you is how to draw a couple different flowers, and then we'll put our whole bouquet together. Okay, so the first kind of flower I'm going to draw is kind of a basic sunflower. With this flower, you start with a pretty large center. Typically they're brown, but I'm going to use purple. And then you fill it with little circles. These would be the seeds inside of the middle. And then I'm going to use yellow. I'm going to make loops around it, just like this. And then I'm going to add more layers around it. Okay. You can add as many layers as you want. You can keep going if you want to, or you can stop. You can do them however you would like. So I have a really big pretty flower. Now you could color this in, or you could just leave it like that. It's totally up to you. Next, I'm just gonna do kind of a standard flower. This is the flower that I see a lot of you draw in class, but I'm gonna show you some cool ways that you can make it unique. I'm gonna make this flower blue. And for this one, instead of making the curved edges, I'm going to make pointed edges. Just like this. But to give it a little flair, I'm going to draw 2 lines in the center of each one, just to make it a little more realistic, okay? The final flower I'm gonna draw right now is I'm going to do a rose, okay? So this is just a really simple way to do a rose. You wanna start by drawing a U, and then I'm going to go in, I'm going to make a swirl like this, and then connect it. If you want to draw little lines coming up from the center, you could do that as well. That's a really easy way to do it, okay? So now I have 3 of my flowers here, and then I'm going to take some glue and attach my other flowers, okay? I might need to make this one a little bit smaller because it's a little too big for this, okay? I could also draw a couple other little flowers around it, and then I have my bouquet. So I can't wait to see what kind of flowers you create and what kind of flowers you draw, and I'd love to see pictures of them. So please feel free to send me a picture.